Surprise! Happy birthday, Dad. Wanted to throw you a party, but that just didn't seem to work out this year. So I hope this is a surprise. And I did the next best thing. Got some of your friends far and near that wanted to wish you a happy birthday. This is the best way to bring them all to you. So sit back and enjoy, recognize some of these friendly faces who love you so much. And I've also asked them to share a memory, their favorite memory of you. We have so many that it would take all day. We love you so much, and we are so happy to be with you on this special day. Love you, Pop. Love you, Grandpa. Love you, Dad.
Hi, Henry. This is Herb Geffner, an old friend of yours. We go back to State Tech, and then we went to Pratt, and we went ROTC together. And if I remember correctly, we both didn't have any rank, and the commander or the colonel in charge called us down and said, how come we didn't have any rank or something? And I had all these demerits, and we worked them off. But he said, in order to get a rank, we have to do something. So we decided to start a band. And I got a hold of a bunch of bugles and drums, and we started this band. And you, I think, were in the band. I'm almost sure you were. And you got your stripes. I got a couple of beeps. And we knew one song. We played at all these parades. And the song was dun da da dum, bum ba da bum, bum ba da bum, bum. That's the only song we knew. That's an old recollection that I have of you and I. And then I remember how much you helped me in ROTC, and you were a great friend of mine. And I was always proud of you. Great talent, great memory, and you're a wonderful person. You were a wonderful guy. It's nearly 50 years ago or more, and you're still a wonderful guy. And I'm proud to have been a friend of yours all these years. I want to wish you a very, very happy and healthy birthday, and send my love to Joan, your beautiful wife. Nice speaking to you. Hope you get the message. Take care.
Okay, love of my life, you are a very special person, and you take a very special part of my heart every day. I want to wish you an incredible birthday. I hope like a child, I hope all your wishes come true. And remember, you are the love of my life.
Congratulations on reaching that hallmark, Doc. We're all so fortunate to have you in our lives. As far as memories are concerned, I think there's one in particular that has always stuck with me, and that was me coming back from Idaho trying to figure out what I wanted to do, you offering me a teaching assistantship, me turning it down, having to go away for a while, understand what I was all about, and realizing what an opportunity you were offering me. And then, by the sheer grace of God in some ways, for me to come back and be ready to go to graduate school, and you, through your typical cleverness, maneuvered and managed a situation where I could become a teaching assistant to you in your undergraduate studio for the first time. That meant the world to me. And the things that has happened to me and broadened my perceptions of life since then is really all due to the exposure you gave me during that particular year. And I'm eternally thankful for that. Again, happy birthday, and we're looking forward to seeing 100.
Happy birthday, Henry!
Happy birthday, Henry. Hope your 90th year on this planet is full of excitement. Zoe asked us to remember some of the special memories. It's been 60 years since we've been friends, so I really can't think of any particular one, but our mind goes back to 1968, 67, when we first met. We lived on Aycock Street, you lived on Scales, and we met. We were both new faculty members, parents of small kids, toddlers.
But it still feels like we met yesterday.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
And we began exchanging babysitting duties with each other, socializing with each other, and then even professionally we started collaborating. You were in the process of building IDRA, and you were kind enough to invite me to the first conference. And I think we had a joint paper together in the first meeting. And we have been celebrating our birthdays together for all these years till the stupid COVID situation made it impossible. But that had been a really wonderful memory of our lives to be with you and your kids and our kids and us together on our birthdays.
It's one family.
One family, and it's been an exciting experience. And we want to share our love and feelings with you, and wish you the best of everything, and
Have a
hope
very,
to see you
very
again.
happy birthday.
And hope you both are
All
blessed
the
with
best.
good
Best
health
of
and
health.
happiness. Love you.
Greetings, Henry. Happy New Year and happy birthday. I have come to recall one of the many memories I have with you. As you may remember, first of all, I worked with you from 1970 to 1972, and we did a lot of very interesting and unorthodox things during that time. One of my favorite memories was the construction of the Community Development House at the State Fair, or the House of the 50,000 Nails, as I like to call it. And as you may remember, the strategy that evolved was a high school shop class would construct the bottom of the house in their shop and truck it to the State Fair, and then our design class would descend on the house to construct and assemble the roof structure and the second floor of the building. And I have a vivid memory of standing on the second floor at the State Fair with all of the students, and the hammers were flying and the nails were going everywhere. And we have, I'm sure, an extra 10,000 nails from the high school class and at least 10 or 15,000 nails from the design students. But it was a wonderful experience, lots of exposure of modern design to families and citizens who might not consider those things. I'm sure that thousands and thousands of people wandered through the house during their visit to the fair. What this exemplified, of course, was a very high example of learning by doing, direct learning by doing, for the high school students and the architects and all the rest of us involved. It was exposure to modern design, good design, and it also was based on a larger model that sought to incorporate clients and users in the design process, and especially disenfranchised communities and populations in the rural South and beyond. The experience shaped my outlook as a professional, as a teacher, and as an architect since that time. The emphasis on learning by doing, the desire to connect with the clients in a direct and meaningful way were very, very important values. You have been a mentor and a friend to me for over 50 years and offered sound and deliberate advice when I sought your counsel. Thanks for sharing your outlook and your wisdom. Buon compleanno, and also in Italian, cent'anni di più, which means may you have 100 birthdays more. Ciao.
I just love that Zoe has allowed all of us to give Henry this great tribute. There are so many things to say and so many feelings, but one of the great memories I have with Henry is a project that we were doing in Minnesota. We had a commission to create a new art school in Minnesota for 250 students, in addition to the school. And part of the commission included Henry doing a workshop to plan the school. And so Henry had conceived of a of an all-day event, literally shutting down the whole school and allowing all the students to participate in creating their school. And literally, we had students lying in the floor, all over desks, all the way down the hallways and various rooms, all planning for most of the day their vision of what the new school would be like. And at the end of the day, Henry had all of the faculty and students come together. Each student team presented all of their ideas. It was just great. There was this great time of sharing and visioning. You just got to love how Henry always gets everybody to be involved. Everybody gets to participate. No idea is too small to share. And in this case, we planned a great art school together. But there's so many projects, and Henry, you and Joan have meant so much to me over the years. There's so many memories and times and chances that we've had to share together. We just love you so very much. And you've meant so much to all of us. So this tribute for 90 years, it's just hard to believe how grand you have been, how much you mean to each one of us, and how great it is to be able to share with everyone all of these great memories and times that we've had together. We love you so very dearly. We will certainly have many more memories to add because, you're just going to outlive all of us.
Hi, Henry. Walt Teague here. I've got so many good memories of you, but I just have to speak about the very first time we met. You probably don't remember this, but I was considering changing careers, stopped by the NC State campus, visited, and the secretary there asked me if I wanted to visit with the chair of the graduate selection committee. And my mind said, hell no. My mouth said yes. And before I knew it, I was sitting in your office in front of the best dressed, most intimidating figure that I'd ever been around. And we had I guess it was a delightful conversation. I found out later that was my interview for getting into graduate school. And little did I know that you would be responsible for the most significant change in my life, allowing me to embark on a career that has meant everything to me. So, Henry, I have you to thank for that. So many other memories we'll talk about when I visit sometime, and I'm going to come visit again. But I will sign off with saying happy birthday.
Happy New Year, Professor Henry. This is the first day of the year today, 2023, which I hope will be a very good year for you and your family. And I want to remember how we got acquainted. It was through the EDRA conference at Ames in 1981. And I remember that I knew you before that because I had read your publications, mainly architectural programming. And then we met again in the IEPS conferences. The first one was in 1984 in Germany, in Berlin. And it was West Berlin yet, it was not unified. And I remember that we have this book about environmental and human action in which I presented a paper, and I was so slow in presenting my work. I remember the coordinator asked me to stop because I was exceeding the limits, but you came into my favor and told her, no, let her continue. And I remember this incident, which is very dear to me. After that, Professor Salah Zaki Said from Al-Azhar University asked me if I knew a professor, an international one, to be co-supervisor with him on Ashraf Salama's thesis. And I remembered you, Professor Sanaf, I sent you emails and you were so positive. And it happened that you became the co-supervisor of Ashraf Salama. And from that on, we were always together in different conferences. The second one was in the Marmaras, Greece. And I remember I had presented this, and you have presented this. And later on we met again, and the last conference we met, it was in New York in 2019, and it was a very interesting session. I attended your session, it was a very interesting one, and we asked you to present and to write an article in our International Journal of Art and Architecture Research Studies. George, your article on participatory design, a historical perspective. I respect you very much. I thank you for being in my life because I learned very much from you. And happy birthday, Professor. Happy birthday. Thank you, Zoe, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. Bye. Philippa.
I first met Henry at the EDRA convention in Charleston in 1980, and I was immediately drawn to his ideas on use of participatory design. At my request, Henry graciously arranged for me to attend his CDG studio in the fall of 1980. Under his mentorship and tutelage, I worked on the revitalization of downtown Henderson in North Carolina, which formed the case study for my master's thesis. Since then, Henry and I have developed a warm friendship, along with his wife Joan and his entire family, and we stay constantly in touch, and I enjoy my visits to Henry and Joan at their home in Raleigh every time I'm in Raleigh visiting relatives. Henry, wishing you a very happy birthday and a year of joy and happiness and good health in 2023. Adios, my friend.
Hi, Uncle Henry. I wanted to wish you a very happy birthday. Wish I was there to celebrate with you, but I will be seeing you all soon. My favorite memory, I guess I would have to go back to when we were all kids and you guys used to come in for all the holidays, and I think I drove you and Ari crazy in the mornings after I got all my presents to make sure they were all put together. Those are the funny memories. The last 2 times I came to see you, I guess you can say the most memorable memories that I have are the talks that you and I used to have in your office. I consider myself very fortunate and lucky to call you my uncle. You're an amazing individual. I love you very much, and I hope you have a very happy birthday. Love you. Bye.
Happy birthday, Henry. So many wonderful memories of my wonderful friend, Henry. I think among my favorites would have to be the times that you invited me into your lovely home as your house musician to celebrate your birthdays. That gave me an opportunity to give back to you. Henry, thank you for planting into my heart such a beautiful melody of beautiful memories with you. And I look forward to the opportunity to pay tribute to you many, many more times, and to celebrate the abiding and loving friendship that we have. Happy, happy birthday!
Henry, this is David Tester coming to you from Memphis, and so happy to be a part of Zoe's birthday greeting. It's hard to believe that it was 50 years ago when we were together at the CDG, and those were two of the best years of my life. Getting to know you and Joan and feeling like part of your family was very, very special. How can I not remember your twinkling eyes and the aura of patchouli in the air whenever you were near? The travels that we did together to various conferences and meetings were great experiences, but the entire 2 years was life-changing, and I'll always be thankful and grateful for that. And of course, Joan was an integral part of it, 100%. So wishing you again a very happy birthday and thanking you for all the meaning that you have added to my life.
Hey, Henry, Joan, Ari, and Zoe. Happy birthday, Henry. Debbie and I thought we would drop by the place where we had all of our early memories of you guys, here on Scale Street. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Dana Sosuju from Turkey. I met Henry in 2001 when I was a Fulbright scholar. I have several favorite memories with Henry, but I think I will talk about the one that comes to mind first when I first met him in his office full of music and community design and participatory approach, and he was very warm and welcoming when we first met. So I'm very thankful for our friendship that has lasted for many, many years. And he has visited me and our department in Turkey many times. He brought me this, and of course we have the Dean's chair as well. So happy birthday, Henry. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, and I'm wishing you much health and joy and a long life. And I'm very thankful for our friendship and your being my mentor for many years now. Happy birthday. Much love from Izmir, Turkey.
Hi, Henry. Happy birthday. It's David Alpaugh from Architecture 1970. I say that number as a reminder of just how long I've known you. Over my 50-year career now, 50 years, that's a number hard to say without gagging, 50-year career in urban design, I've had the privilege of working on projects around the world for a variety of different kinds of groups. And whether it's neighborhoods in Watts or media moguls, homeless vets or Middle Eastern kings, whether it's a large project or a small project, I've started each one by asking myself, what would Henry do? And I remain ever grateful for the lessons you gave in second-year architecture studio in 1966 to know the problem, address it systematically, engage the users. It works every time, no matter who you're working with. And I really appreciate everything that you've advised and the wisdom you've imparted over the years. Happy birthday.
About 20 years ago, I helped Henry put together this book, 3 Decades of Design and Community. I was his research assistant for a whole year. I spent hours at a desk in his office, helping him compile these 3 decades of community design projects that he conducted with his former students, most of whom became lifelong friends. And I loved listening to the stories about the projects and the students. They came to life for me in Henry's stories. I also realized along this process that once these former students and current friends became part of Henry's and Joan's lives, they stayed in, they were there. And I felt incredibly lucky because I felt like I was part of their lives also. To this day, this is really not a favorite memory, but this is one of my favorite feelings, that I feel like I'm part of the lovely family Henry and Joan built together with Ari and Zoe, and I'm forever grateful for this. Happy birthday, Henry.
Hello, Henry. I was asked to share my favorite moments with you in this 2-minute video, which is going to be very hard. I've got so many favorite moments with you, and I'm Brazilian. I talk a lot you know that, so I'm going to try to keep it short. I suppose the first favorite moment I remember was back in 91 when I first met you for the first time in this conference in San Francisco. I wanted to meet you personally because I knew your work, I used your work, and I wanted to invite you to come to Brazil, and I was afraid to do so. You were this very famous scholar. I didn't know how to talk to you, but you're very welcoming, very nice. You did accept the invitation. You came to Brazil at that year. Then later in 1999, I was able to secure some money, bring you for a longer period of time, I think 2 weeks. You brought Joan, and we had fantastic moments together in Rio. The workshop was a big success. Every participant loved you, students and faculty, everybody else. We did this project for a local school, and everybody appreciated your Zen-like approach to teaching, your Yoda master way of responding to questions and giving us directions. So everybody loved you from the start. I suppose that I would also like to say that I guess that everybody agree that you are one of the most important architectural thinkers and scholars of the last times. I suppose I can think of a 50-year horizon at least. Your work has influenced so many people and broken so much ground in architecture. Democratic design is so important, and particularly nowadays, in this moment that so many countries in the world is seeing democracy being shaken by political events. It's important for us to remember your work, and it's important for us to remember that our roles as designers, architects, and planners is important in advancing democracy and advancing the state of affairs. Thank you, Harry, and I hope that you're going to be publishing and working for many, many years to come. Thank you for being who you are. Congratulations. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Henry. What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Delcy. How you doing? Happy 89th birthday. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. 89, 89, and still just as cool as ever. So what do I remember about Henry? Well, when I first started working at the university, you know, I'm a shoe person, right? The first thing I noticed was Henry's shoes. Henry could wear some shoes. Henry was a sharp dresser, period. He was a sharp dresser. Another thing that I remember about Henry, me being this little country girl coming from down east. Henry had all the hair on his face. His facial hair was a lot longer, and it was just beautiful. Simple as that. So Henry, you've always been cool. You and Joan both. So I wish you a happy birthday and many, many more. From your girl Delphi. Happy birthday.
Hi, Henry. Happy birthday. And I thank to Joe for giving me the chance to say hello to Henry. When I first heard of Joe's idea, I thought it was a wonderful idea that make Henry happy on his birthday. So I gladly decided to participate. I have a lot of good memories with you during my 2 years at Raleigh, but the best ones are probably the ones at Community Development Group. The method of directly contacting users and involving them in decision-making process was a completely new method for me, who had been educated in Korea. And it opened up a new horizon to me. Now I also have only 2 years left to retire, but I pay my special respects to you, still actively lecturing and writing in such an old age. And I sincerely hope that you will be healthier in the future. I don't know whether you remember the joke you have done to me. You joked that my English the worst on Monday because I spent weekend with my family, and my English the best on Friday. Unfortunately, today is Sunday in Korea, so maybe my English is not so good. But I hope you'll forgive me. I would like to send my regards to Joanne and all your family. Happy birthday once again.
Oh, hi, Henry. Happy birthday. I'm glad you're celebrating more years trying to catch up with me. You'll never make it, but keep it up. The more you do it, the better. So many happy returns. By now, I think I may be your oldest friend, in terms of years anyway. It's a pity we can't meet anymore, but we had some good times starting in Peru many, many years ago. So again, happy birthday and all the best to Joan, Ari, and Zoe.
Happy birthday, Henry. I just wanted to send you a little bit of a video and say how much I appreciate you being around in my life, going from being a teacher to an advisor to a mentor, and then to a kind of lifelong friend and almost family. So I'm wishing you the very best for your birthday and hope that you have another happy and healthy year ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Henry. I wish I could be there in person to wish you the best for this special day. But I'm pleased to be included in this tribute that Zoe so lovingly created for this event. Let me start by saying that you have been the most important and consequential influence on my life and career. You are, I can say that everything I have done as an author, as a teacher, as a researcher, can be traced directly back to your influence and your guidance. You have been my role model in everything, including my role model as a loving husband, a father, a colleague, and friend. You and Joan are and have always been my chosen parents, the parents I would have wanted to have, and you have functioned in a way that has nurtured me my whole life. I never would have gotten my teaching position at Cornell if it had not been for all of the experiences and opportunities you created for me in the MArch CDG program. I learned how to write, how to do research, how to engage in effective community service, how to do experiential learning. And that is the only reason that Cornell hired me at the tender age of 23 as the most experienced applicant to help them to create a graduate program in environment behavior studies and design methods. So, Henry, my dear friend, I look forward to keeping in relationship with you more directly now that I have greater freedom, having just retired after 51 years of teaching in this past May. And I hope to see you in the near future in person. I love you, Henry, with all my heart, and wish you health and happiness for the years ahead. Thank you.
Hi, Henry. Hi, everybody. Well, happy birthday, Henry. And before I share your memory of Henry, I would like to thank you, Henry, for having been my teacher. We all know that a good teacher is the one that changes your life, and Henry, you did just like you changed my life, and for that
I will always be grateful. I will also be grateful to all of your family, Joanne, Zoe, Ari, because I felt at home, we felt at home when we were there. Okay, this is the memory I have of Henry. Henry and his family came here many times, but Henry came once to give a lecture to all of the architecture students here, and in that occasion he asked me to take him to have the best mole in town. You know, the mole, the famous recipe from Oaxaca. So I took him to this restaurant, which it was not very fancy, but it was for sure where they serve the best mole, and with some reservations because it was not a very fancy one. So we were there downtown, and as soon as we entered, we noticed that there were three guys playing. You know, one was playing the cello, another was playing the piano, and one other one was playing violin. You know, the three instruments were very out of tune, and they played one song, two songs, and after the third song, Henry asked me, Sergio, I hope the food is a little bit better than the music. The mole came, it was very good, and that's my memory of Henry, you know, and every time I go to that restaurant, I remember that anecdote. Have a good night.
Happy 89th birthday, Henry. I feel so fortunate to have known you and to have worked with you. Thank you for everything, for being a great mentor and a dear friend. You and John are like family to us. When I think of my favorite memories with you, since I know you since 2002, almost for 20 years, I have a lot of memories, but I think one stand out. That's the time in 2014 when I came to Raleigh to work with you on the Community Arts Center handbook. So that time I remember I just got my tenure in Turkey in 2014, and I was looking into options for a sabbatical and exchanging emails with Henry, and he suggested that I work on the book with him. I felt so honored that time. He had just got the grant from Graham Foundation. So it was one of the best events in my career, I think, because I not only got to work with a great scholar, a great mentor, also I got to spend time with a close friend. So we would work all day, and then we would end the day with a happy hour along with a great conversation with Henry and John. So I remember those 6 to 8 months in 2014 and 2015 with Henry, John, Chloe, me and my son Alex very fondly. Thank you for everything, Henry. Wishing you all the best for your new year, and happy birthday once again. Sending my best wishes.
Hey, Mr. Henry, this is Tanya. I'm coming to you live from my private space. This is my little closet in the house that nobody knows about. Anyway, I just wanted to say happy birthday to you. Happy 89th birthday to you. I will probably just start by saying I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in luck. I find most of my comfort in my believing in my divine appointments and interactions and these undeserved, beautiful, blessed gifts that come in and out of my life. And I will say that you and Joan have been one of those gifts that has never stopped giving in my life. I was fortunate enough to cross a crazy intersection in September 1988 in a community college course with Joan. And it has been roller coaster all over with that woman. So thank you, thank you, thank you for dragging her to the South. Woo, right? So anywho, it's not about her. It's not about me. It's about you. So happy birthday. And I want to say to you, you will never know some of the most amazing, beautiful gifts that you have bestowed over me in the last 35 years of knowing you quietly. And as a girl who did not grow up with a father in the home, who did not have a lot of resources growing up, but crossing you and Joan's path, you will never know the amazing gifts of that you guys gave me, from the lens of learning how to love, learning how to spread my wings and take crazy risk and jump in head first and give it my all. And whether, I was successful or failed in it, learned the lesson in it, and to be able to give it back to others and keep it going. I thank you for inspiring me. You'll never know the conversations that you've had. And I walked out the door and went and Googled something or went to the library and got a book so I can learn more of what you were sharing with me. The wisdom and the knowledge that you shared, the laughter, and even the looks that you would give me and Joan, with that, the encouraging words. But most important, I think the gift that I take and I find the most impactful in my life, and I will never, 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 never take it for granted, is just watching your gentleness towards Joan and towards your family, and just watching how when I would tap on your door and that big old Mr. Henry smile would greet me, and you open the door and Joan turns the corner and here I am, and we do our hug, and you would ask questions and talk and interact and move in and move out of that space, and the jazz going on in the back. And it's just how you created such a love bubble for us. And watching just how you shared your passion, shared your gift openly, freely, challenging us to see your works, your knowledge in not just architect, but in education, through food, through music, just living. And I'm so grateful for that.
Hi, this here is Henry. This is Jay speaking to you from Pune, India, from my father's terrace. The little sounds you can hear in the background are from the school nearby. How to begin with memories about you. I actually have to go back to the very first one when you were so welcoming when I came to North Carolina and came into your office. I think Paul Tazar brought me there to introduce you when I was wondering about a brand new graduate student, didn't know anything about anything. And you were so welcoming and so inspiring, and I remember this really well because I made a drawing of you and spent probably a page describing you to my parents in my weekly letter that week. So right from the very start, you have been so incredibly influential to me. I think you know that, both personally and professionally. So in the land of gurus, I want to acknowledge you as my guru for the last almost 30 years. Thank you, Henry. Happy birthday.
This is a great pleasure to be sending you, Henry, my very best wishes on your birthday. There are many great memories to record here, but all I would say is that I still recall our chats in your office in the early 90s, having quality coffees, getting enlightened about jazz music, and discussing in the process architecture education. So Raghda and Yusra still remember the wonderful times they spent in Raleigh and the great laughs we have had over dinners at your house with John, Zoe, and Ari. So I wish you all the best for a healthy and serene year and many more to come.
Lieber Henry, herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Geburtstag. Dear Henry, happy birthday. I'm really happy and I feel honored that I can provide this video to congratulate after we have met such a long time ago. It's now more than 20 years ago that we met, and I always enjoy to be at your home when we had the nights all together with dessert and also nights with dinner at your house. And I really hope that we meet within the next years, that we manage it to come over the big pond to visit you and to spend some time with Joan and you. And that we can introduce our son, who is already 11 years old, which is also pretty incredible, that we can introduce him to you. And so please stay healthy, have a good time, and celebrate your birthday. And we wish you all the best. A big, big hug from Urs and me, and have a fun night, and say hi to everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.
My favorite thing about your house is that little patio that looks like a forest, and they have little steps that I walk up.
And my favorite thing about Henry is our life talks around the dining room table while enjoying coffee and pastries.
My favorite memory is learning how to drive a stick shift two-door sedan Volvo around the parking lots of Raleigh.
And my other favorite thing is the little whacker.
The record,
yeah.
The whacker.
The whacker?